Wedding season is upon us and the RSVPs have been sent, the cake has been made, and your feet are starting to get cold. Oh my goodness, it's Dr. Viviana to the rescue. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great things. No cold feet over here.
Oh my goodness. Well, Dr. Viviana, let's start with some of the reasons why people get cold feet. Is it fear of commitment? What is happening here?
There's a lot going on when someone is experiencing cold feet, and unfortunately, it can spell disaster if you don't handle it as it comes to you. And yes, commitment's a big part of that fear of commitment. It really is a big decision. It might be one of the most important decisions of your life, who you choose to have as a lifelong partner.
It is a big decision. Now, what happens when some of those doubts really start creeping into your head and starting to look a little serious now?
Don't ignore them. It is so important for you to really be listening to the messages that are coming up. It might be coming up in your your nightmares, not your dreams, your nightmares. It might be coming up when you hear it on TV or you're talking to someone else. If these things are coming up, I would highly suggest sharing that with your partner. But if you feel like that might be unsafe or might then create some doubt for them, talk to a premarital counselor. We're definitely helpful and know exactly what to ask and what you need to be hitting on.
No doubt that you should talk to someone. Now, there can be a lot of pressure when getting ready to marry someone, including the fear of failure. Any advice on that, or do you often hear that?
Well, it's very common considering that we're still always around 50-50 when it comes to whether or not marriages end up in divorce. Unfortunately, I can't tell somebody that's not a real deal. It's actually very, very concerning to think about that marriages don't work out half of the time. Now, what I will tell you is if you start to treat your marriage and if you start to treat right from the beginning your relationship as a living, breathing thing, then you don't have to worry about it being pass fail. You know, as you learn about
Okay.
each other, as you grow as an individual, you can still make it happen.
I like how you stated that. Yes, we do need to look at it that way. Now, when committing to someone, of course, you're going to get the opinions of friends and family, expectations. What do you have to say about that?
Your marriage is your marriage. Your relationship is your relationship. Build it, make it happen for you. Just because you're joining the marriage club doesn't mean that you have to follow all of the bylaws that have been there since who knows when. So as long as you're making things work for the two of you and you're both happy and able to grow and improve, you're doing well.
I really like that advice, and I agree. I think the marriage is between two people. Now, are there any ways to prevent, going back to the cold feet, I mean, I don't know that you can necessarily prevent that, or what are some ways to kind of help with some of those doubts?
So again, I'm going to go back to premarital counseling. I'm a huge fan of it. I think just
Okay.
like with anything else that means something to you, you should prepare for it. You should invest some time, energy, and of course, lots of communication with your partner before you walk down the aisle. So you're not just dealing with all of those feelings right before you've dealt with them for the past weeks or months. And of course, even if you're newlyweds, you can still go to premarital counseling.
Okay, very cool. And my last question to you is, how do you know, what are the signs, let's say you're fixing to get married, that maybe the other person may be getting cold feet?
Ooh, if they're having trouble making eye contact when they're talking about the wedding, if you see them get a little bit nervous or maybe sweating a little and it's not
Oh,
hot outside,
it's
that might be something that's going on. And for a lot of couples, what I've noticed is that they're just not talking enough about their feelings. Sometimes when you're wedding planning, if you've ever been through one, it can
yeah.
take over your entire life. And you can feel like you're on a train and you're not the conductor. I want you to realize at any moment that if you need to say, pause, we have to work on things, we have to talk about this, that is a huge, wonderful gift you're giving to your future marriage. Something else that I would like for people to understand is to think ahead. You're not just planning for your dream wedding, you're planning for your dream marriage. And one of the things that I'm offering all of you is a free online live masterclass called Pillow Talk, The Secret to Keeping the Spark Alive. And that's on June 10th at 12:30 Central. And you can register for free. Again, that's my gift to you at pillowtalkmasterclass.com.
pillowtalkmasterclass.com. Certainly something that could be helpful for so many people. Dr. Viviana, thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thank you, Claudia. See you soon.
Of course. And you can get a copy of Dr. Viviana's book on her website, drviviana.com, and use the word COCO for 20% off, or follow her on Instagram at Dr. Viviana.